Les interviews du doc, c'est maintenant sur Vinyl Time.
Ah les amis, c'est un grand plaisir. Une nouvelle fois, on va avoir une jeune artiste qui vient de sortir son nouvel album qui s'appelle Bittersweet. On est avec Cassidy Paris qui nous fait la joie de se joindre à nous. Alors on a bien sûr vu Cassidy cette année à Milan, on l'a vu avec Carême au Ch'ti-Rock. Voilà, c'est une artiste qui monte. Et puis je m'étais dit, comme elle sort son nouvel album, c'est intéressant de pouvoir discuter un petit peu avec Cassidy. On va parler donc de ce Bittersweet, on va parler concert, on va parler musique, single, on va parler de plein de choses avec Cassidy. Cassidy, thank you so much again for accepting my invitation. It's a great pleasure to speak again with you. What a
Thank you so much.
fantastic year 2025 for Cassidy Paris and the band and the music and so on. What a huge year. Wow.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, this year's been obviously wild. I have not, I don't think it's really sunk in, the things that we've done this year and what we've achieved and what over, through 2026 we're going to be able to do as well. Like I'm very overwhelmed with, gratitude to people with the support. Obviously, I went through a very difficult period this year too, but it just really does go to show that, if you keep at it and you move through those periods and you have great support around you and you will find your feet eventually and good things will come from that. So I'm very, very lucky.
Ah voilà, vous l'avez compris, comme dit Cassidy, elle est super contente, hein, elle lucky, vous l'avez compris les amis. Ça a été une grande année, hein, un nouvel album, une tournée, des concerts un petit peu partout, des concerts qui reviennent en 2026, comme elle le dit, hein, on va en parler. Et puis on a eu la chance de la voir, moi je l'ai vu deux fois sur scène, hein, une fois à Milan et une fois au Ch'ti-Rock, à Berlin. Et puis, bien sûr, elle a tourné avec Carême et nos amis de Seven Crystal. Donc, c'était un plaisir de voir le grand sourire de Cassidy. So I said, it was a great pleasure to discover you during this tour. And that was so funny to see your big smile each time on the tour with my friend of Carême and Seven Crystal. What you keep on your memory during this tour, I'm pretty sure we have to forget what is happening with the band and so on, but just as a big experience for you, I think it's so great to play with Aries and Pete L'Espérance and pass we get 2 weeks with these guys and maybe you discover something new for you, no?
Absolutely. I think that whole tour was absolutely amazing. And the experience, was just incredible to meet such not only lovely people, but also, they're such heavyweights in the industry. And I respect everyone, Seventh Crystal and Harem Scarum, those two bands, I really look up to all the members in those bands. And I feel like that experience was so much fun. And I feel very grateful to have experienced that, at 22. It was awesome to be around those guys.
Voilà, vous avez compris les amis, hein, ça a été une bonne superbe expérience avec nos amis de Seven Crystal, avec Carême. Voilà, elle est très contente d'avoir fait ces concerts et puis on va attendre la suite parce qu'il y a une suite, on va en parler dans un instant. And by the way, Cassidy, we have to open after the new sensation coming couple of years ago. We have a new one coming today, Bittersweet, and what a great job since new sensation and so on, because we have to speak about Bittersweet, but before new sensation, it's look like you open the doors with new sensation. You share a lot of things. You maybe change a little bit your approach around the music, around the writing, and so on. And you're coming back with Bittersweet. So what is the most difficult between new sensation and Bittersweet? Because sometimes you change a little bit. I listen this too, and I see a lot of difference between your writing, your approach of the music. So what is the most difficult when you have to open a second chapter of the life?
I think the most difficult thing is trying to make a record that people like, the same amount or more than the first record. When you come out with the debut, it's, it's awesome when it's received so well. You get so excited, but then to follow that up with something that people like just as much, there is a little bit of pressure around that. And I'm over, just over the moon that people are loving Bittersweet. they seem like more than New Sensation. And I just feel very, very lucky that, you know, I worked with so many musicians that I really looked up to on this record. You know, I had Dragon from the band Roxas, Pauline, who we were chatting about before this interview, Steve Brown, David Julian, Pete Newdeck, just so many, Aldo Lanabile, so many musicians that I just really look up to, and I just feel very, very privileged. You know, I had Pete Lesperance play on Stronger, which was an amazing experience. You know, I grew up listening to Harum Scarum, so I feel like that's probably the most difficult part. But I think for me, with the new record, it was about, you know, stepping into myself a little bit more as, you know, a grown up as well. Because when I put out the first record, I was, you know, a lot of those songs I wrote when I was in my, you know, my teenage years. And I feel like there is a bit of a shift, obviously musically, but also with my writing style, because, you know, I've grown up the past couple of years, and I've had a lot more life experience since then as well.
Mm. Ah voilà, alors on est en train d'écrire effectivement, de faire la différence entre les deux. New Sensation, il était sorti en 2023. On est 2 ans après, on va parler de Bittersweet, mais effectivement, quelle était la plus grosse difficulté? Bah, la plus grosse difficulté, c'est effectivement d'avoir eu la chance déjà d'écrire des titres avec plein de personnes. Vous l'avez compris, on a parlé de Paul Lane, on a parlé de Cliff Madness, voilà, il y a Pete l'Espérance qui est sur Stronger. Voilà, il y a vraiment plein de personnes qui sont venues. Bien sûr, on va parler de Pete Newdeck, hein, on va pas si je parle pas de Pete, il va m'en mettre une. Mais voilà, donc bah, Cassidy, elle est arrivée avec un premier album qui était celui de la jeunesse, on va dire. Et puis là, c'est quelque chose de plus particulier, plus en avançant dans sa vie de tous les jours. Et cet album, ah, voilà, il est disponible depuis aujourd'hui, le 21 novembre, hein, les amis. Et il y a tellement de bons titres dessus qu'on écoute, voilà, qu'on écoute ça vraiment avec beaucoup de plaisir. When we go to Bittersweet, Cassidy, we see that we have some songs with very what is happening since the beginning. In fact, because we have to speak about finish what we start, because it's the name of the tour who is coming in 2026 in UK, and you can and you lose this part for many reasons, but we don't speak about that. And of course, we have Getting Better with one of the most single shares in the beginning, with a lot of feedback coming from everywhere, because a lot of people discover like a new Cassidy Paris coming with, I would like to say, volume, vengeance, and something like that. And of course, you have to speak about Give Me Your Love, because it looks like more something that a lot of people waiting about you. So that was really difficult, or you have a lot of idea and you have just to say, okay, this is a life, this is my life right now. I have to put some words behind some songs. And Getting Better, for example, it's one of the most clear overview of this record, because it's coming as a single, but it's coming like I would like to say a lot of stuff behind this song.
Yeah, I think with Getting Better, it was a song that I initially brought in that was so different. Like, and a lot of people talk about like the making of the songs, but with Getting Better, I had a completely different idea for Getting Better. The name was completely different, and I rewrote it when I was in the studio with Dragon, and I just think that I really do believe in that song. I think it's really tongue in cheek. It's very you know, fast paced. I like the you know, the start. It's really cool, and you get straight into it with the drums, and
Yes.
I think it's it definitely contrasts from the last album. I don't think there was anything like that. Maybe Addicted has a little bit of that, you know, kind of style, but I did really like Getting Better for that reason. And I think it's very much on brand for me as well to come out with a record with, you know, quite a few different sounding songs. And that's something that I'm really glad that I did with New Sensation.
Ah, voilà, vous l'avez compris, hein, on parle d'un des morceaux qui est peut-être le plus représentatif, on va lui demander dans un instant, mais voilà, Getting Better, c'est un morceau qui a été écrit plusieurs fois, qui a été revu, et comme le dit Cassidy, bah, c'est un morceau voilà, qui est différent. Il y avait peut-être un seul morceau qui ressemblait à ça dans New Sensations, qui était Addicted, mais en tout cas, elle a pris le temps d'écrire et c'est vraiment quelque chose qu'on sent vraiment sortir. Um, what is I would like to say the truth behind Bittersweet? What is this feeling that you have when you put everything on this 13 song, I think, if I remember, and when you have to create something on Bittersweet, what is your feeling when you start the first writing of songs? Because it's so difficult sometimes to coming back with the second one when we have a lot of people waiting some new stuff.
Of course.
What was your feeling when you start to restart the engine to create something maybe new? Because it's really two different approach right now.
It is. And I think one thing that I'm very glad that, I'm like as a musician is I am never really at a standstill. So, even if it may look like that on social media, I'm always doing something behind the scenes. And when we finished up, obviously, and put out New Sensation, I was immediately back writing. And that was something that, I use writing as an outlet to express myself, as do many artists, of course. But, when I was writing this record, it was obviously a very different experience to New Sensation, because when I was initially writing it and when I had the ideas and were piecing everything together, I had a completely different, way of thinking that it was going to be released, and that all changed this year for me. So everything kind of, it was a very big change for me, not only in my professional life with music, but with my personal life too. So when I had to rethink the entire album and how we were going to market it and how we were going to put it out. And the songs kind of adopted new meaning. So I've been calling it kind of a prophecy, this album, because everything that had a previous meaning took on a new one.
Yeah, it's a good prophecy.
Yeah. Thank you.
Voilà, on est en train de dire effectivement c'est quoi le plus dur entre le premier et le deuxième. Voilà, il y avait un changement quand Cassidy a dit dès que j'ai eu fini, j'ai eu d'autres idées. Donc il y a des titres qui sont là depuis un moment, ça a travaillé beaucoup. Il y a beaucoup de choses qui ont changé dans son approche. Je vous invite à aller regarder sa page Facebook, YouTube. Vous verrez, il y a beaucoup d'évolutions chez Cassidy depuis New Sensation. Il y a des titres beaucoup plus rentre dedans. Il y a des choses beaucoup plus personnelles. Donc on sent, comme elle le dit, que ça a été une prophétie de faire ce disque pour donner quelque chose de nouveau. Cassidy, maybe we have to coming back on tour because you have a big one in 2025, you have a new release, and by chance you're coming back in 2026. First of all, in Melbourne, maybe just after AC/DC playing in your country. Wow. That would be what was this concert with AC/DC? Because I see AC/DC 2 times in Paris this year. It was a mix between happiness, sometimes a little bit strange because, of course, we're thinking about Malcolm and the rest of the band, but it's so odd songs. And I think a lot of people is so happy to see maybe for the last time one of the most important band forever. What is your feeling when you see again AC/DC playing in your country for a long time ago?
Yeah, well, actually, AC/DC, I grew up on AC/DC, as did so many people, but Back in Black is one of my favorite albums of all time. And you know what? I thought I've got to see them again. And I feel like it was one of the most fun shows I've been to in a long time. It was, I had a ball. I love AC/DC so much, and I just think they're such a cool band that I looked up to as a youngster, and obviously now still. But yeah, it was such a fun experience. It was actually kind of like my birthday celebration because I turned 23 last week on the 11th, and then I went to AC/DC on the 12th, and that was like my celebratory, show. And I'm not like a drinker or anything, so like going to a loud show where you can really feel the kick drum in your chest. That's like my version of partying. But yeah, it was so much fun. I loved it.
Ah voilà, on a fait juste une petite aparté pour parler effectivement des concerts. Donc, Cassidy va rouvrir l'année 2026 à Melbourne. On a bien sûr parlé un petit peu d'ACDC. Donc, vous avez compris, Cassidy est une fan comme moi d'ACDC. Elle adore le morceau, enfin l'album Back in Black. Et puis, voilà, c'était son anniversaire. Again, happy birthday, Cassidy. That's so good to have
Thank you.
ACDC for the birthday. Hein.
Yeah, exactly. I remember when the tickets came out and I was like, great, fantastic birthday celebration. But yeah, I am so excited to be playing so much in 2026.
Yeah.
I had plans to be playing in 2025, and then when things were reshuffled, that kind of changed for me. But you know, I think that everything happens for a reason, is what I've seen with this year for me. And obviously, like I put out Stronger, and the response was just madness. Like I've never had that kind of response on any song before, so to have something really cut through with people and people messaging me about their personal experiences and stuff, it was just really nice. And you know, it comforted me a lot in a time where I probably needed that so much. But yeah, I think that we've got Melbourne. We have the Monsters of Rock cruise,
Yeah.
which I am so excited about. We have the UK headline tour, and we've
Yes.
got Made of Stone as well, which is in the UK. But we have so much more to announce. Like I'm so psyched. I just have to bite my tongue and keep my mouth shut, which is really difficult for me.
Ah voilà, donc vous avez compris, bah, on a anticipé, effectivement, on parlait d'ACDC, mais il y a cette tournée qui arrive, donc la date à Melbourne, il y a la Monster of Rock Cruise, les bateaux, voilà, va être sur un bateau, puis il y a le Finish What We Start UK Tour, because, vous vous souvenez, l'année dernière, enfin non, l'année dernière, cette année, après la tournée avec Karim, il y avait des dates au UK qui ont été annulées, donc elle va terminer ce qu'elle a commencé avec le UK, et puis il y aura certainement d'autres dates. Cassidy, it would be great to see Cassidy Paris in Paris. It would be so fun.
It would be. Keep your eyes peeled for European dates. That's all I'll say.
Bah voilà, donc on va suivre ça. On va certainement revoir Cassidy quelque part en Europe en 2026 ou en 2027. En tout cas, on sera là pour venir le voir. Before we ending, Cassidy, two songs. What is your feeling right now about this new record? Because it's coming today, right now. It's look like your baby. It's available everywhere in the world of music. What is your feeling? Because I see a lot of pictures today to say the celebration of Bittersweet, but as an artist, is when your baby is coming everywhere, it's look like it's not yours, it's coming from everybody. So I'm pretty sure you
Yeah.
write a lot of review and comments and so on. What is your feeling today? Because it's ending in Australia, but it's just the beginning in Europe and the US too. So I'm pretty sure tomorrow you have to take a look on your mailbox and everything to see what is coming
Yes.
around Bittersweet, huh?
Yes, that's the joy of being in Australia, I guess. But yeah, no, I'm just overjoyed. I've seen so many things on social media this morning that make me so happy. People are receiving the record. They're receiving, we've never had a vinyl before, and the
Yeah.
Cassidy Paris vinyls are getting to people for the very first time,
I'm waiting
which is
mine.
so exciting. Yeah, I'm just so wrapped because I didn't know if we were going to make a vinyl with this record, and Frontiers were like, yeah, we're making a vinyl. We're making two, actually. And I was like, yes, this makes me so happy because people have been asking for it for a very long time. We also have kit albums, which are the Korean, you know, like the new Korean craze. And I can't wait for everyone to receive those as well because they've been selling really well. And yeah, it's just awesome to see people so happy about this new record because this record, you know, it made me feel a lot of different things, you know, like this record, it was there when I was at my lowest points probably ever in my life, and it's there when I'm feeling the most excited and motivated about everything. And I just feel very lucky that you know, this record is finally out and finally with people, and you know, I hope people are, you know, adopt a new meaning with bittersweet, and yeah, I hope people are loving it.
You have to wait for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's it. I think I'm gonna have a long night ahead of me.
Bah voilà, donc comme le dit Cassidy, il y a du vinyle, il y a un magnifique vinyle couleur, il y a un vinyle normal. C'était pas prévu que le disque sorte en vinyle, mais Frontières a dit on y va, on le fait en vinyle. Et puis, comme elle le dit, maintenant, il y a déjà des bons retours côté Australie, côté Japon, enfin toute la partie plutôt asiatique qui a pu écouter l'album. Maintenant, il va falloir attendre, comme elle le dit, ça va être une très longue nuit pour attendre les retours dans tous les pays européens, les pays d'Amérique du Sud. Mais voilà, il y a déjà des très très bonnes critiques. Et puis voilà, c'est un album voilà, différent où elle a mis beaucoup d'énergie, vous l'avez compris. En tout cas, on va une nouvelle fois vous dire que Bittersweet est disponible depuis le 21 novembre. Il est disponible en vinyle, en CD, en digital. Il est disponible via Frontiers Records. Et puis, on aura certainement Cassidy Paris qui sera en tournée l'année prochaine. Donc, on pourra aller voir Cassidy. Before we ending, you have to learn some more French right now because you are you are the envy of the lot of people in France right now. So you have to learn more French, huh?
You know what? I was just watching you and I thought to myself, I really need to learn French. It's in my name, Cassidy Paris. Like it feels a bit wrong not to know it. And I'm like trying to be like, oh, I hear that word. But I definitely need to learn some French before I come to Paris. But you're a rock star. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Cassidy. Maybe before we ending, do you have some words for the French listener with the cover during this interview and during the week, next week, Bittersweet? The floor is yours.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, there you go, no pressure. Don't say anything silly. No, I am so glad that Bittersweet is out. I hope that people love it, and I can't wait to see what the French audience think of it, and I can't wait to be back in France soon.
Cassidy, thank you so much. So maybe we can listen right now, Getting Better, because if you want to getting better, we have to listen Cassidy Paris, Bittersweet. Let's go.
That's it. The man knows what he's saying.